It's alive, everyone. Okie dokes. So today we are streaming the first tree, which was a request from our very own Paul, aka Failure Warning. So yeah, we have that today. I'm just trying to figure out where my reward queue is. It's somewhere. I have a reward queue somewhere, but we should be good. It's definitely the first tree, so hopefully we'll be along after. He's off. He's off today, which is why we're doing this one today. I've also noticed that on the I'm just sitting on this screen because it's like nice and thing, but there's little baby foxes and it's so cute. It is just adorable. So I feel chill already because, you know, we're having a chill stream. We're winding back into it. Yeah, we're going to be finishing off Darkestville Castle on Thursday, so that'll be good. And yeah, just getting emails. Indeed, doot. Words. I had FaceTime with my niece earlier, so I'm still a little giddy. She's absolutely adorable, and she has a little unicorn towel with a little horn, and it was just like, oh my god, I am melting. I am absolutely melting. She's a year and a half now, and just sharp as a little button. So clever. And like, yeah, it's like, my brother's like, can you point at Auntie Jo? She pointed directly at me, and I was like, oh my god, I'm melting. So cute. And I get to see her in a couple of weeks as well. So yeah, we're gonna do the first tree. We're gonna do the first tree. Hi, Paul. This one's for you. Look how much gamer score I have. I'm on my track to my 500,000 for Oh, apparently I deleted the so far. I was gonna say we'll start fresh because I dove this one. I don't even remember what achievement I got. What did I get? Oh, I found an item. Fair enough. So yeah, the music's really chill, and yeah. So I've got 10,000 to go. Should be doable by Extra Life, and I'll hit 500,000 on stream, and that'll be really cool. I will endeavour to plan it. I can plan stuff. I hope I turned on the subtitles. If there are subtitles, indeed. So, all I know about this game is that there are collectibles, and I'm a fox, and there may be rabbits.
Are you awake? I thought I heard you get up.
Yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, I just can't sleep.
Are you thinking about him?
Yeah, a bit. Usually get back to sleep, my love. I'm fine.
No, it's okay. What else is on your mind?
I don't know. It seems weird, but I had one of the most vivid dreams of my life. I saw a fox.
Thank you for the
on a
follow,
snowy
Sinister X, and
just
for
looking
the raid.
confused and worried.
Jesse.
Those eyes.
Party of
Can't
7.
get those eyes out of my head.
I believe there's a table in the corner behind the giant
in the
fox.
windy snow, looking for something.
Do you think it has to do with you and what's been going on?
I don't know. It was just a dream, Rachel. They're not meant to make sense. A lot's happened the past couple days, that's all.
Well, if you're not going to sleep anyway, you should tell me.
In the snow.
I want to
It's
hear.
kind of like idyllic. Also, I forgot what run was. I was paying attention to the controls. I know what jump is. And move fox. You want your own table. Okay. Okay, well, there's a table for one over here behind the fox's den. And then there can be like a table for 6 over behind the giant fox. And thank you for the hosts, Dave and SK. And anyone else that I missed because it was a sudden wall of text. But yes, we are Fox. We are exploring, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to... No, there's no control! Oh no, I missed what the controls were. What is run? Is your table near the toilets? Well, I mean, it's near the edge of the cliff. Ah, run is X. I guess I should have mapped. Ah, no, toggle run is X. Oh, I like toggle. Toggle is much better. And thank you for the host paw. Whee! I'm flying! This is an adorably cute game. I've mostly been trying to get a high score on a game by combining blocks together whilst watching TV because my brain needed to recharge, and that was about as complicated as I get. So this is actually really quite good as a chill stream. I sort of want to climb up to the top of this hill. I wonder if I can. It's like when I'm playing Mass Effect with a Mako, it's like, ooh, there's a vertical climb. I don't care, I'm going up. How? Oh, no, I can't. Damn you! I got halfway up, that's not bad. Right. How is everyone doing this? Fine, I guess. Ish. No!
So, not far from her home, she followed that path to something unexpected.
It's time. Dead baby fox. I don't yet know what the aim of being a fox is, Daisy. And did I get trying Spirit Fairy? No, I was going to stream it if people wanted me to stream it, but no, I haven't had a chance.
She couldn't stay though. She had to find her other 2 children, so she took that path. She followed
apparently I need to find my kids.
Ancient. Something with answers.
Yeah. So yeah, apparently dead baby fox. That's really sad. This is a really pretty game, but apparently I have two other babies, so it's a very Joe streaming game. What, Joe cries because there's a baby dead baby fox.
High and low, searching for any sign of her cubs. Points of light showed the way to this ancient tree. It was as if each one had a story to tell. All
Spirit Fairy.
Because
that's also about death, so you know.
Too. I felt like I was right behind her the whole time.
So apparently the person who's narrating dreamed about being a fox. And I'm following the stars. Which, hey, I can deal with. No, you meant Spirit Fairy, yeah. I thought you did after I reread that. Cool. Well, yeah, I will. It's on the list of games to stream. It's just, you know, it's a very long list. In fact, if it works, I have 2 links. One for promos, one for other games. So all of those are available for nomination for next game. I am finishing Darkest Castle on Thursday, and hopefully next week Jesse and I will be able to finish off We Were Here Together. I mean, the aim is most likely to try and sacrifice Jesse so that we can escape, but you know, don't tell him. Oops. But we could do with getting the audio a little bit clearer, because it felt like I had a wind tunnel in my head. If the music gets too loud, let me know. But yeah. So I'll need one more game, I think, for next week to go with We Were Here. I thought this was going to be a fox. This is not. That is a playground. I don't want a blinking playground. I want my babies. I want my babies. The music is gorgeous. I agree with that. I had it on the menu screen while I was doing a sound check, and I was like, this is amazing. I could see this from ages away. I don't know what it is, but I want to, like, do something.
As a kid, did you ever do show and tell in your class?
Yeah, I think I only did it once, when I was in the 4th grade. You know how my life was around then. I wanted to show my class what helped pass the time and distract me, so I brought a dozen paper cranes I had made. I think I told everyone how badly I wanted to be a bird and fly, embarrassingly enough.
Don't be embarrassed. Every kid wants to fly. For me, it was another toy from my dad, a wooden boat. I remember guarding it so carefully in my hands as I walked into class.
Yay!
When I sat down, a group of boys immediately...
Collectibles in the slide!
They asked which trash can I found it in, or why an ugly log was my favorite toy.
Aw, meanies.
When I got up, I didn't even want to tell them my dad had carved it. I said it was a joke gift my friends had given me.
Oh,
Kids are
meanies.
so cool.
Some of them are. I shouldn't have let them get to me, but it did. It's amazing.
But
we
yeah, no,
bounced
my
back
brain's
at
just a
all.
bit fried because I've been doing interviews. I needed a break from interviews. Interviewing is very exhausting. Thank you for the host, Alkash. Yeah, hopefully everyone else is doing okay. I'm just currently following symbols.
Do you remember what my dad did for a living?
Wasn't he like a lumberjack?
Aww.
That's one way of putting it. If wood was a canvas, then a carving
Oh,
knife
wow,
was
thanks
a
for all the
paintbrush.
hosts. Yes, Alkash
Even
Jess,
after
I'm a
working 50-hour
scruff
week,
Mr.
even
Coolness.
after his hands were more splinters than skin, he would bring home the nicest piece of Alaskan weeping cedar and make me toys.
I love wood carvings.
That wooden train was the first toy I can remember, and I loved it. I just knew from a young age I was going to be a lumberjack, like my father.
I'm not quite sure if I was supposed to go around in a particular way. I'm just going to follow all these shiny things. Hi, Steve! Hey, more stars. I could see shiny things. I like shiny things. Shiny things are good. I think shiny over there. You started your new schedule by eating pavement? Oh! Oh, you poor thing, SK! I mean, at least you're getting your roughage, but I wouldn't advise. Pavement doesn't taste very nice. This game is very cool. I bought it a while ago. Okay, so there's shiny things up there. Hello? Let's see. A hat. And a broken swing. You were on your way to the gym! Oh, that's painful. I remember I just like bought a new watch and they were like, do you want insurance? I'm like, no, I don't need insurance. It's just a watch. And then like literally coming out the watch shop, I managed to like face plant into the street and damage the new watch. It was not my most elegant moment. Sorry. Yeah, I hope you didn't get hurt too badly. That doesn't sound nice. Corrugated iron and rubbish. Yeah. Oh, something shining over there. At least I thought there was. I was following stars, but there weren't. Aha, there was a star. There wasn't like a massive path of stars. No, I missed it! Damn it. I do see one on top of that car though. At the time I was a student, so I don't think I had any insurance. Yay! I got that star. Right. There's also one over here. And then I saw a whole bunch over here. Yeah, with that sort of thing, it is always your pride that takes the most, I think. I swear there was stuff. Ah, there are. Because I don't know whether I'm going the right way, whether I'm going backwards or not. Or indeed how many there are to collect. But yes, holes in elbows is not good. I don't advise it. Can I see it? Ah, I can see shiny over there. Ooh. Yes. Rabbit. Rabbit. I don't want to actually catch the rabbit. That would be sad too. Hair today. Catch my first bunny! Am I supposed to catch all of them? I can see I've got messages, but I can't read them because I moved my phone away from the speakers. The microphone, in case it was interfering. Did you? What was your first reaction when you saw that Mr. Blobby Dalek that I sent you? Because I was like, I have to send this to Stephen. It's just hilarious. I think it's shiny in this direction. You put sidewalk as your morning snack? That is hilarious. Oh, yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, it's just... How many calories did you put in face planting? Oh dear. I don't know who comes up with those sort of things, but yeah, I thought you would appreciate it. Where did my light go? Alright, okay. Well, I don't think that was what I was following, but I think this is a collectible.
Usually those kids would leave me alone, but somehow they could tell I was different. They made fun of how far away I lived. They called my dad a sourdough. I was a blabbermouth as a kid, telling my dad stories I made up for hours. But after that show and tell, I didn't tell him much anymore. He didn't know exactly what was wrong, but his best guess was that the toys he carved weren't cool enough. He carved me a tank and tried to tell me what it was like to be in a real tank as a serviceman.
I didn't know your dad was in the military.
Yeah, in the army. The sad thing is that I'd pretty much forgotten until just now. There's so much I still don't know about him.
I'm sorry. He knows how much you love him. You're going to see him again soon and have some closure, I'm sure.
Oh, daddy issues. Oh well. It's one of those dreams. Does everyone have cookies? I had a cookie earlier. I don't have a cookie to... I mean, I have cookies. But I haven't got one physically right here. It's behind the green screen. I found the tank. We have ice cream. That is an acceptable alternative to cookies. There's a star at the top of the hill. Oh! You have whisper golds? That certainly counts, Daisy. Oh, don't slide. I want you to get up the hill, Foxy. There's also a duck. I found a duck! And I found some more stars. I had a yogurt. Nah. You don't win with yogurt, Dan, I'm sorry. I had a sticky toffee cookie earlier. It was very nommy. I had a cup of tea and went out on the balcony just to get some fresh air. You know what? I'm just actually having fun running around. I left your window open somewhere. Excuse me. Come on, I know the stars somewhere. I could see them. Also, snowball! Come on, there was definitely some stars to collect, right? I spied them from the top of the hill. So much rubbish. Okay. I swear I saw stars. What did you buy earlier? Did you buy a bounty? The school bus. There was something down that hill where I threw that snowball. So I was kind of hoping it would accumulate snow and become a snowman. That's how that works, right? You might have bought the bounty. Okay. Maybe it's just a ball. It might just be a ball. The table. I'm the king of the castle. Oh, it's shiny over here. I also have white chocolate Kit Kats, courtesy of Paul. Who also bought the cookies. Which is very nice of him. Missing a slightly more direct route somewhere. Ah, I could have just come straight from the school bus. Apparently, never mind.
ask myself, why talk to anybody anyway? Why bother when I'm happy by myself? I started drawing a lot, mostly animals I saw in the woods by my home. I then imagined designing my own hideouts with things like TVs and pantries full of chips and cookies.
Box in a
I
box.
think that idea of leaving home and drawing blueprints started my career. I found a lot of solace in that.
I'm not surprised, but I did the same thing, you know? There's something special about having a place to call your own.
And now look at us. Well, if you count
Going around in
renting
a
in an
circle.
overpriced city.
It's as close as we can get for now.
I'm going around in a circle. Oh, stars. I'm gonna go this way then. And 28 stars and a bunch of collectibles. I think this is the next area then. Well, I don't know whether I collected everything, but hey, I had fun. Let's see what's... Oh! Aw! No, I'm sad. I liked the snow. Music, yeah.
My teenage years were full of sketching, angst, and trouble. I wasn't popular or unpopular. Maybe just forgettable. I guess that gave me a sense of freedom. So I hung out with crazy kids, doing crazy things, even though I mostly just watched the chaos ensue.
Fireworks.
We did it all. Put fireworks in mailboxes, hide roadkill in people's garages, break windows of the barber shop in Anchorage. My dad was furious, but he was so busy working he couldn't do much to stop me from going out.
I think being an adult means there's no one to stop you making hard decisions. He had to make a living, and he couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah, I realize that now. But at the time, I was sure he was more interested in growing his business than what was going on with me.
I numbed your whisper gold. I feel that's quite funny. Don't think this is the way. Green sky. Yes! That's slightly more disturbing, the green sky. I'm officially a whisper murderer. Oh dear. Ooh, it's purple shiny. Oh, I got some butterflies. Okay, that was interesting. They maybe helped me, like, just seen some stars, I think, over in this grass. I don't want to miss them. So I think so. It's very hard to tell because it's obviously grass. Yes, there was. Yes, Daisy, you are careless with your whisper. Is that a random police car, possibly? We have had some random crap. There! Yes, someone abandoned a police car. Literally in a hill. That is weird. This music's really quite peaceful.
He was working another late night, and my friends were over, saying how bored they were and how they had come all the way out to my house for nothing. One of them mentioned how that old, ugly beyond belief truck was still in the garage, and how we should take it for a spin. I was only 15, so I kind of fought it for a while. The next thing I knew, we were careening around the mountain path, rocks spitting onto the sides of the cliff, while my dad's cringeworthy bluegrass blared out the speakers. I drove while my friends were in the back of that yellow and purple truck, throwing beer bottles and trash at anything remotely interesting. Felt like I was soaring in the air with borrowed wings. But all good things have endings. A cop outside of Eagle River pulled us over after he saw us in a bottle rocket into someone's yard. What followed was a long night of talking to disappointed adults and feeling smaller than ever.
I'm not surprised if you're gonna do bottle rockets. Oh, hey, Technosaurus! Doing okay? Just chilling out as a fox? I found out what I'm considering to be a secret path and hoping it has something cool that's not a random floating tree. Sadly, it does not appear. It appears to be a blank wall. Wonderful. Oh well. How are you doing yourself, my dear? It's been a big day, has it? Okay. I mean, it's just been a Tuesday. Not a tiring Tuesday, but hopefully all good things and all that. Was it something Windows related? I haven't caught up with my news feed today. Oh, that I actually can't go there. I am quite sad that there is an artificial wall and a slightly broken tree. Okay, fine. Don't let me climb the walls. I thought I was being clever. It is Microsoft related. Oh! That is good news. Natalia Domingo. That is good news that she's getting sacked, because that was completely an inappropriate thing to say, and it was kind of sad that nothing really happened from it. So, woohoo! I mean, yeah, beyond unacceptable, really, eh? Woo! I got up the ledge. Sorry. I'm woohooing at the news and also woohooing because I got up the ledge. I'm basically trying to make this fox climb, possibly places where the fox is not supposed to climb, but I don't care because I'm having fun. Ooh, and there's a star up here, so I was meant to do this. But yeah, no, that's brilliant news that, you know, there are consequences to, you know, being a racist arsehole. Always good when there are consequences. Yes, exactly. Exactly what Paul said. It's not just not workplace acceptable, it was like it was not acceptable, full stop. Where's my chat stopped? Yes, I don't think anyone knows that that's not acceptable. You know, small children know that that's not acceptable. Well, that is very brave of you. I hope it works out, but even if it doesn't, you know, you have the knowledge that you tried. You were brave, you took the big step. So, that's awesome. Yeah, it was really hard, you know, when they basically, all the news came out about what was said, and then Mixer turned around the next day and go, yeah, we're selling to Facebook. And we were like, excuse me, can you like deal with the thing that happened as well? But they just seemed to ignore it, and it was very frustrating. I'm fairly certain that was a point of no return, because I just fell down a giant thing. But hey, more butterflies! Just possibly to get this star up here. Yay! Which I got. But yeah, it always feels like there's never any consequences for that sort of behaviour, and it's nice to know that there has been. Yeah, it's always hard to put yourself out there. It really is, and kudos for you for doing that. That's very, very brave, I guess. That's the word I want.
After he drove me home from the police station, I blew up at him, saying how I never wanted to be like him, how I was gonna be someone and leave that hick icebox for good. He just looked forward at the road with tired eyes. I took out that bluegrass tape from the cassette deck and chucked it out the window. In my sage teenage wisdom, I thought I had proved the ultimate point. But my dad had a different idea. He slammed the brakes, slowly bowed his head while gripping the steering wheel, and finally looked at me. All he said, like it was a polite request, was, "Make this right." I sat there in silence, fuming, but I eventually got out and combed every square inch of the woods, muttering profanity after profanity. I found it 30 minutes later, near a small waterfall off the road. I went back to the truck, put the wet tape back in, and sure enough, it worked. We didn't speak another word to each other the rest of the night.
Wow, I knew you were a crazy teenager, but...
It's hard to believe, isn't it? It surprises me too. It's like I didn't really know who that kid was back then. I bet my dad thought the same thing over and over. It's almost like he was saying, "Make this right," to himself, more than to me.
Sorry, I was laughing at the... If Internet Explorer is brave enough to ask to be your default browser, and you're brave enough to ask... I'm like, that is just a perfect... That is just a perfect analogy. I love it. It made me giggle. No, I also do not recommend spilling beer over people in the hope that they'll go out with you, but it's at least it worked for you, Steve. Oh, me? If it was a terrible cassette tape, I'd totally throw it out the window. why? Oh, hello. What did I do? 50 stars! Woohoo! Where's my chat rolling? Aha! Right, where am I going? Clearly that was wrong. Was I supposed to catch the butterflies and use that to jump up higher? I'm not sure because there was water in the way. Really not sure what I'm supposed to be doing there. Am I supposed to get multiple butterflies? Oh, the physics on this. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do there, so going to move swiftly on. And carry on through the field, I guess. The person in the game threw the dad's cassette out the window, and then the dad stopped the truck and made the kid go back out and pick it up. Oh, I need to get the butterflies so I can do that jump, apparently. Right, okay, well, I've found 2 sets. Wo ist der other? Ooh, hang on, I can see a purple over there. It's even the wrong channel when you've got your other account looked in. Oh, I'm getting messages. Oh, 2 seconds. We had bath time with Evie and took photos of her being adorably cute, including high-fiving Daddy, which turned out as an absolute blur. Oh, I shouldn't have got that one first. I should have got this one at the top first because I had to do a jump to get onto that other rock. Hey! Don't you malign Nightbot. Not Nightbot's fault you're in the wrong channel when you're pressing play. There we go. Pick up those ones. These ones. Then I'm going to pick up these ones. Oh, and I saw a star that I'd missed, which I wouldn't have if I hadn't done that. Well, I mean, I probably missed many stars, but that's one in specific. So I can't do a jump until I've done the thing. So now I've picked up enough butterflies. Now I should be able to make this jump.
My friends would laugh about that night and talk about how crazy it was. And I laughed along, pretending it didn't bother me. But it did. I imagined my friends growing old in the bush and able to find that thrill in those godforsaken ice fields. It's like those mountains were a literal wall, keeping me from leaving, where all I would have to look forward to are lumber yards and evening beers. I had to.
Oh yeah, bugger! I jumped too
soon. That was my only
soon.
goal for a long time.
But yes, my niece is the literal cutest thing in the world. I will not brook any disagreement with that one. This is a very cool game, right? I'm hoping at the end of it, my other 2 fox little babies are alive and well. Because if I find more dead baby foxes, I am actually going to cry. I'm stuck. Do you remember my little brother, Steve? I don't know if you ever met him. Come on, up you go. Yeah. He looks nothing like me. He's 6 foot and blonde. Very athletic. It's hilarious. But yeah. Have I been busy today? Yeah, I've been doing interviews, hence why I'm tired. I do talk about my brother a lot. I am proud of him. Yeah, made it! Right. Whew. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't know if you've actually met my brother. I think you'd like him.
If there was some way I could take my love of drawing and turn it into a way of escape, nothing would make me happier. I wanted to create instead of tearing trees down. I wanted to move to the lower 48, not because I hated it there in Alaska, but I hated the idea of it. It's like all of that spite inside me had created this monster which followed me around my whole teenage years. I put so much energy into doing what others didn't expect of me. Why did I do that?
Younger brother.
One fact you're forgetting, though. If you didn't have that fire in you, we probably would have never met.
You're absolutely right. Maybe the destination is all that matters in the end. But then why am I awake? Why am I seeing this fox go on her journey? And why can't I stop thinking about my dad?
Sometimes brains don't let us sleep and think about random shit like a fox. Mine's been dreaming about Hypnospace Outlaw for 2 days, which is on Game Pass. I was considering streaming it, but I'm not sure how well it would stream. It is a good game. Well, I didn't get into it at first, but once I got into it, I was like, this is really cool. And there's a story and everything. There's a slightly glitched on Xbox achievement, but they've got a patch already in to fix it. So, oh, you've got an older brother. Yeah, I was always the older sister, and he was the annoying younger brother until he grew up and got less annoying. Oh, sorry, it just faded to black. I'm sorry, Paul. Why did it change? That's weird. Okay, so there's a big shiny over there, but there's also shiny here. Your upstairs neighbours moved in. Feel like they're trying to come through the ceiling again. It'd be nice if to get upstairs neighbours that didn't try to come through the ceiling. As long as you remember him, he's never truly gone, so... As simple as that. Those we love are always with us, no matter what. Woo! Hello. Did I activate it? Yes. Apparently I'm activating wolf stones. I wanted a howl. I'm very sad I didn't get the howl. I'm not a wolf though. I'm a fox. That'd be why I didn't howl. Still wanted to howl. Yeah, that's the sad thing about September. Good things about September, but that's the sad thing about September. He's a tent! A very collapsed tent. Oh wow. My grandpa is 95 in December. Still going strong. Missing a few bits, like half an ear. But, you know. We've all lost people, but they're not really lost. This is very pretty. This is very pretty. Also, I'm fairly certain that is a house. Or possibly a barn half buried here. Weird. That'll go with this story then.
On our property, there were old abandoned pieces of a shed and car long left unused. I used to ask him all the time who those people were that left all this junk, and I'm sure he got so tired of hearing it that he made up some elaborate stories how a brown bear ate them and haunted the woods afterwards. What's funny is I think it made those people seem more real. Growing up thinking they were still hanging out like they couldn't say goodbye. I used to tell my friends how I could swear I saw spirits move near the water, and that always freaked them out. I guess it didn't bother me, because the way I saw it, they were normal people with old cars and sheds, just trying to figure out how to survive and be happy in the middle of nowhere. It was a cool thought that they didn't want to leave, but you know, I was a weird kid.
Well, you had good company since those ghosts like living in a place where they were brutally devoured.
It's a weird thought. Oh, that's also sad to hear, actually. Cars are dangerous things. My brother's friend was killed by a taxi cab. Christmas many years ago. September is when his birthday is, so my brother always does like meets up with his parents. Obviously this year it's harder because, you know, social distancing, but I think it's sweet that he does that. The weird thing is we're still friends on Facebook, and it's bizarre being friends with a ghost. Especially when, like, Facebook games just, oh, congratulations, the marbles win. Facebook games do that thing where it's like, oh yes, hello, have a random person from your friends list in your game, and I'm like, that's a ghost. A ghost in my game. I don't use Facebook anymore. Well, not really. Oh, okay, that was not happening, so I'll just go this way. Whee! Sorry. Ha! A toast to those who we've lost, those we've gained, and those we've left behind for good reason. I like that.
My dad built a lot of stuff in his free time. If he wasn't watching fly fishing or reading Tom Clancy novels, he was carving something. He made tons of birdhouses. Not that he was into bird watching, but I think he really missed working and adding on to the home. If he couldn't afford the time to build onto our own house,
Oh yes, tea.
he would have to settle with watching birds move into their little homes.
Toast.
We kept an old mattress in the bed of that ugly yellow truck, so we would drive it deep into the woods and then watch the birds fly into their houses while the sun set. Usually it was accompanied by venison jerky or a cold Coke, but not a lot of talking, which is how we both liked it.
I feel like I've definitely missed some stars, but that I'm progressing somehow. I want another wolfstone. And yes, without loss, you wouldn't appreciate you found or people that have found you, which is cool. It just, you know, it hurts. Really freaking hurts. I don't know whether that light over there is the one I've already activated. I think it must be. I've done that twice now. You're pretty sure you should have got stitches now. Oh god. I mean, as long as it's clean and bandaged, you know, if it's still bleeding, put pressure on it and keep it above your heart. Is generally the rule. And if it doesn't stop bleeding, then go get stitches. You can always put a really big plaster on it. In the meantime. Yes. I sympathetically, empathetically, I feel your pain. Nurse Joe. Nope! Just Joe that is forever injuring herself and thus knows basic first aid. Ooh! Blinking heck. Anonymous gifter. Ah, why can't I activate this thing? Sorry, I will see who got gifted in a moment. I'm just... press B to activate, but this is a bit tricky. Who got gifted? Oh, Sammy got one that I recognise. And Balbo. Yeah, crisscross plasters would also work. But yes, thank you again, anonymous. some gunpowder on the wound and light it up. Alkesh, that's not good advice. And me is the clumsy type. Oh my god, I am so clumsy. Cauterizing? Yeah, blood coming out is bleeding, basically. I mean, gushing is bad. Obviously, gushing blood is bad. Will you just activate the stone? There we go. Thank you. Needle and thread. Oh god, right, okay. Pressure. Elevate the wound above your head. Make sure it's well bandaged.
Even at my most distant.
If it's still bleeding tomorrow, as in blood is actively coming out, then yes, something needs to be done.
For a year straight, he asked me every week.
But it should
when we were
slow.
going camping. I thought he was just dense. Eventually,
And make
to
sure it's
shut him up,
really
I
clean.
agreed. We carried out
Oh
the
my
worn
god,
lawn chairs from the
amputation!
garage and set up a cinder block campfire at the site we'd always used behind the house. We walked down the mountain path, talking in the warm sunshine we only got a couple months of the year. Those 3 obsidian rocks shimmered alongside the shore, almost like sparklers pressed against a dark window.
Beautiful jump.
I'll never forget that wet stone on my feet, or how those massive mountains looked even bigger in the lake's reflection. I felt small, but grateful. As the sun set, my dad found something I hadn't seen for a long time. The tree where I'd made my first carving when I was 6. I hadn't even carved it. My dad had helped me, but I still called it my tree. Something about seeing my name there made me open up, and we talked about everything that night in that old camouflage tent.
Ooh.
I told him how much I loved sketching and design, and how it would be a dream to study architecture in Seattle. I told him how
I went back because I realised I
I
hadn't actually looked what was in the thing.
but that I didn't mind being alone. He told me he was there for me, and he joked that if all he had to do was write my name on a tree to finally get me to talk, he would have left me carved logs with novels on them in front of my room every morning. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it, but it was then I knew how much he had sacrificed for me.
That's really cool. I'm gonna take a picture. Just because why not? Yeah, if it was a zombie pavement, definitely amputation is the thing. But yeah, I think just bandage, make sure it's clean, bandage, put pressure on it. If it's still leaking blood, elevate it above your head. Basically do this. That's pretty good because then your arm doesn't get tired. Change the bandage, you know, as frequently as you can. And if it's still leaking blood tomorrow, then you should probably go and see someone about it. But you should be fine if it slows. I think I have to find another wolf stone. I'm calling them wolf stones. But you have to work. Well, can you do it with one hand? Because, you know, work versus bleeding to death? It'll slow it if it's... Basically, it's better because it'll slow the bleeding because it's got a... Pumping up is harder. You don't have to do it for ages. It's just, you know, a good way to stop the bleeding. I once sliced my finger open in class and spent the entire time sitting there with my hand up because I had to elevate it, and my teacher, who was adorable really, kept on going, "Yes, Joe?" As if I was, you know, answering a question. It's like, yeah, thanks, dude. Oh, we've been around here, but I need to find another stone, I think, to maybe make that tree thing go away. I'm not sure. Because I'm not sure whether those pillars are ones I've activated or not. So there we go. But yes, if you can work one-handed, then do it. You have to take some time off because you injured yourself, and you can, then also do that. But if you can't, then just do it when you can, I guess. But yeah, first aid's always about stopping the bleeding. But no, I am clumsy as anything. I really, really, really am very clumsy. and my eczema means my skin splits quite easily, so I'm real good at the whole bandaging thing. So yeah, that pillar of light is most definitely this one I activated because I remember this area. Duct tape. No, do not put duct tape on an open wound. A, it will hurt when you take it off, and B, it will reopen it when you take it off. Some sort of pressure, gauze, big plaster, depending on how big it is, surgical tape, bandage to hold it on. But yeah, pressure's good, hides is good, and I'm going to stop babbling about it because, you know. Alright, where's my other wolf stone? Solution, don't take the duct tape off. No, that's also bad because then your arm will fall off. It's probably just me that's actually just allergic to tape. Plasters as well, but you know, less of an issue when on my hands. But yeah, no, I'm forever walking into stuff. I have random bruises all the time. It's just, you know, I'm really quite bad. I think this is an important tree that I've already been to. Duct tape solves everything for household stuff. Not for, you know. Okay, so that was that. I reckon there must be one over here then. Based off this logic. Duct tape. Oh, woohoo! Oh dear. DuckTales. That's awesome. Ooh, hello. Why is there random crap in this forest? Ugh. If I lived in this forest, I'd probably go around with a rubbish bag and pick everything up. I hate it when people litter. It bugs me. The only acceptable things to throw on the ground, or, you know, in a bush or whatever, is like an apple core, because that composts. In fact, that's pretty much the only acceptable thing. Accidental droppage of a tissue should be fine. Those things degrade quite quickly, but yeah. Yeah. But you know. Animals, the apples fall off trees in the wild, so it's not like there'd be anything that introducing stuff that wouldn't be in natural habitat. Not like I make a habit of it. Everything I can I put in the bin, but you know, there's the occasional time when you're walking and you have an apple core and no. Why is there a boat? Where to put it? What about a glance? You can throw a glance, I suppose. Duct tape forever, plasters never. No, that sounds like a terrible idea. First aid kit. I found a first aid kit. SK, it's okay. Yes, you can also throw shade and glances and possibly sarcastic comments. Just not, you know, like plastic. And it really bugs me when people litter right next to the bin. And this is not just rubbish has fallen out of the bin. I've watched people throw stuff next to a bin. And it makes me want to scream at them. And I often do. I found more stars! Well, yes. I mean, it's just I'm allergic to the adhesive. So, that was why it doesn't work. You know me. I'm allergic to a lot of shit. Woo! found a secret passage! You hate it when people cross roads within yards of a crossing? Yes. Aside from the fact that it's, you know, vaguely unsafe. You're guilty of using duct tape as modified adhesive. Yeah, I mean, I have duct tape currently holding together my bed settee because I accidentally broke one of the slats. And then I have to tell everyone not to lean on that particular part of the bed settee. It's like, yeah, I put my arm through it. It's like, I was not hulled though. Unfortunately, it was just a rotten knot, or a knot. Yay! Yay! I found the other stone. Thank God. I was hoping there was a purpose to this. Now I have to spend like 10 minutes trying to get it to register that I'm standing on the damn stone and pressing B. There we go. Leap up. Way forward. Activate all the obsidian rocks and unlock the way. I've unlocked the way. Do you see the way? Something about Baltimore. You use duct tape to wax your legs. Fair enough. I use wax to wax my legs. Much more effective. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah, spotted a star. Like some silky smooth. Okay, so I need to go back to the tree. So I think the roots might have moved now. It's a keyboard. Okay. You can only use hardware products in your beauty routine because you're a man. Exfoliate with sandpaper and cut your nails with pliers. Ugh. Real men don't adhere to stupid stereotypes. That's what I think. But yeah, please don't use a sander. Those things are vicious. I lost half a finger to that. Ooh, good thing I spotted that. I'd have missed some stars. I'm clearly missing like a whole bunch of
happiest
collectibles.
Underneath the evergreens. We decided it was time to finally map out the hundreds of acres we lived on, just to pass the time during the summer. He was only free in the evenings, so I would spend the day wasting time on dial-up internet and sketching, and then we would rush into the woods, pen and map in hand, before evening fell. Sometimes, the aurora borealis would cast a cold green glow on the mountainside, and we would finish our route underneath a twilight sky. Sometimes I was lonely during those summer days, but there was comfort in the routine.
A lot of teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind, though. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out, to leave your childhood home. You wanted to progress, to make something of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That house. I'm sure it's the same as how I left it. But then why does it feel so different?
I doubt you're the only adult to have looked back and asked that question.
Climbs his head with a rake. Okay, I see. Everyone's getting in on the action of this thing. I feel like wire brush should be in there somewhere. You're taking notes. Oil for toothpaste. Ugh. Oh, it doesn't really matter. It's all pretty. Yes, I'm going the right way though. Wire brush. That's it. Toothbrush. There's a wire brush is a toothbrush. Rude oil for hair gel. Yeah. The real men didn't use wax? Or is it acceptable wax if it's for your hair? Creosote for shampoo? Oh my god.
The perpetrator stood nearby, unfazed, like nothing was wrong. My dad is dead, and he's never coming back, Rachel. I can tell you these stories, but I can never reminisce with him again. He can never hold a grandchild that we'll probably never be able to have. I can never talk to him again, and I'll never be able to say I'm sorry for everything.
No, chat's not broken. Baby Fox is broken. She couldn't play a game with baby foxes that are dead. Yeah, you're having such fun. And then, yes, that a coyote. guess that explains why he's home, because his dad died. Yeah. I think this game's been out. Let me have a look when it came out. It's been out for at least a year, I think. Yeah, it came out 2 years ago. End of November 2 years ago. It's nice art of a dead fox babies, exactly. But I mean, you know, it's nice art. The music is perfect. It's just sad tale, I guess, of loss, and hopefully there'll be some acceptance, and maybe the last fox baby's not dead. The last fox baby wasn't dead. And yes, we were talking about loss earlier. It's hardly ironic though. It does tend to get... we do tend to have serious conversations in my streams sometimes. We ran out of music. We didn't run down the hill fast enough. It's because we stopped and tried to get the good jump for the stars. Now we just have fox noise. Daisy, 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 Daisy. What does the fox say? Not going to copyright my stream, but by actually singing the whole thing, but...
I need to go to bed. I just can't talk about this anymore. Good night.
It is creepy without music. Tried to say you needed to go to bed, so... yeah. I'm hoping that, you know, it's a decent length for getting to the end of the story without... I'm definitely not going to get all the collectibles. I mean, I'm trying, but obviously, you know. Yeah, sorry, I got it stuck in everybody's heads. I do like that song. What does the fox say? Yeah, I mean, I often will play Son's music because I want to watch something else, or, you know, I just realised that my camera is slightly wonky, or my curtain is slightly wonky, either which way. Oh, wow.
Joseph, you can't go to sleep feeling like this. I'm sorry for everything, and I know you need space, but I'm here for you. You don't need to feel so lost. Joseph, have I ever told you what my mother was like?
I just fixed the star to run towards, and now there's a thing, so... I've gone to video game heaven. I think this is Dream World. Rather than anything
you know what
like...
it's like not to have a mom at home.
bad. Where
And
did
you
the
know
deer
how
go?
hard that made my childhood. What helped me was watching the birds in the morning before the school bus came. I thought that my mother was one of those birds, and it made me want to be free like her. My mom taught me how to fold origami cranes while she was in the hospital. So I told myself I would fold one every day until I could fly myself. I think we both have always loved animals, and for me that love started with a dog. Sometimes this Rottweiler would come up to our property line and wait at the fence for me, but only once in a while. I was sure to check every day immediately after school, and it usually ended in disappointment. I would even steal money from my passed-out dad just so I could buy these off-brand dog biscuits. Even when she did stop by, she never went beyond the fence. Why was she so scared? I think my dad was the opposite of your dad in almost every way, except he was in the military as well. He coped with alcohol of every kind. The trailer started falling apart, he got angry, and I withdrew. More and more I became the weird, quiet kid who made lots of origami birds and carried dog biscuits around. I think we were pretty similar when it came to being the weird kids. And that same sincerity in college was one of the reasons I was so drawn to you. Life got worse and worse.
I'm hoping that they haven't drowned the baby, but I think it's more of a dream sequence.
Still intact. I had no real friends, let alone neighbors, since we lived in the middle of nowhere. I should have talked to my teacher, but I was scared what he would do if he found out. As I waited for the school bus one morning, I walked around until I found something in an abandoned shed. Something I can't put into words. I summoned courage I didn't know I had, and I broke into my dad's room and found the key to the shed where he had locked my bike. I'll never forget that feeling, the wind rushing by my ears as the sun rose over fields of wheat. I was flying for the first time. I biked as far as my legs could take me until I found a house that felt friendly, and that felt like home. Those strangers helped me in so many ways. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have found my foster family. And if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have met you. You have strength, Joseph, and you're not as alone as you think.
It's all just so pointless. Just waiting for life to happen.
100 stars!
It's like having the home I always wanted is cursed out of my reach. The thought of being a parent myself. How could I do that when I couldn't even be a good son? I'm sorry. I know what you're saying. I just don't know how things will work out. These quiet hours will turn into years. We'll wonder which roads passed us by.
Then we'll forge a new road together.
I found deer.
Besides,
He's
I
out.
discovered for myself
dear.
that one fateful morning where any hopeful road leads to.
Don't mind
There
me.
may be thorns and mist,
I'm
but
not gonna eat you.
it always leads to the same thing.
And what's that?
Family.
I'm so glad that you're part of my family, Rachel.
And I'm glad you're part of mine.
And yes, grow at your work. You're on holiday. They should let you be on holiday. I mean, maybe just don't answer your phone next time. Hi, Skelly Cat! Preemptive hi to Mulder Cat. And also Whiskey and Cadbury, if they're around. And Milo. And anyone else have pets? Is names? SK, I know you have like a menagerie. I can't remember their names though. I do apologize. I'm terrible with names. But yes, hello to all the animals watching. We are a friendly fox. Everyone's asleep. Fair enough. Mulder is in the igloo. Aww. Having fun in the igloo, Mulder. Oh, that lens flare. Aw. That's okay. And I don't know if Tempo's still around. Oh god. Oh god, that looks like jumping. Make me do jumping. Luckily the jumping's not too bad in this game. It's quite forgiving of me and also very generous. It's not a platformer. Unless it has the platformer genre on it, in which case it is a platformer. It's like a very easy platformer. No. Oh. Thank you for the host, Leaky. Don't know if you're around. I know tonight is not stand-up comedy night. Improv. Possibly. I'm very bad at remembering names of things. I'm guessing that the Infinite Sofa Chops thing just finished. Which is what I'm being hosted. If anyone's falling asleep to the stream, that is okay. It is a chill stream. 111 shinies. That's very JJ Abrams with the lens flare. No, it's raining!
The fox knew her last cub would be waiting for her at the first tree. She was almost there. The rain cascaded onto the Jade Valley where the entrance to the tree was. Life was protected there, because that's where life began. It was now only a mother and a daughter left. Items from my life still dotted the ground as she moved closer to her destination and destiny.
You're finishing up 2 achievements and tell me why. My guess, the door? I don't know what else. And Lucy and Jordy! Got an extra walks there, snoozing happily. Cool. The locked door and the test arguments. That is exactly the same 2 that I missed. The test one was because I was a numpty. I had all the stuff, I just said the wrong thing because I thought I'd be able to say both of them. And the door, well, I mean, I tried the door, it said it was locked. Therefore, I didn't need to try it again. It was going to continue to be locked. Except that there was an achievement for trying it again and again. So, yeah. I have a feeling there's like 150 stars or something. Ooh, there's something up there.
At the end of high school, I felt something.
Yeah,
I hadn't
exactly.
felt in a long
Exactly,
time.
Dan.
Drive. I looked into the best architecture schools on the West Coast, then got a dose of reality when looking at other students' portfolios and the high cost of tuition. I still wanted to be something, to be the next Alvaro Siza, and to make those thousands of sketches worth something in my grand history. But now even an internship sounds impossible. Siza helped me understand how essential emotion is in architecture, and he also said light is the real composer of space. I like to think these glints of light, like not finding a job or even a strange dream about a fox, are something I should be thankful for, even if the illuminated space is something I'm less than comfortable with.
Feel the flowers. Photograph. Yeah, I tried all the doors in case there was an achievement, and then yeah, I didn't expect one of the doors to have an achievement on it that was try it 3 times. But yeah, I specifically didn't even go in the front door because I wanted to make sure I tried all the things. I mean, if you want, I could do you a list, Dan. But it would be a binding contract and you'd have to do them all. Damn it, that was a terrible jump. Wow. You're really strict about these things. Also, anyone remember which direction I was going in? Alright, I don't remember the piles of wood, so let's go this way. Ooh, except that I found a collectible, so we're going to detour. Yeah, I got 1000 G today because I completed Minesweeper Windows 10 version in about 3 seconds. Because I opened the updated version, and it granted me all the achievements I'd already won, which was funny.
My dad was super supportive with my college plans. To a point. Things were okay until this terrible accident happened. I guess a forklift flipped over due to a bad axle, and it crushed one of the workers there. My dad didn't eat for days, even though he wasn't directly involved. It devastated him. Not only did it hurt the business, but it just freaked him out. He would talk in his sleep, muttering things about firing people and saying sorry. One fateful day he approached me, said that since my school search wasn't going well, I should finally be a man and take over the family business. He said one day he was going to die, and that all of his work, sacrifice, and even that man's life would be wasted in vain. I just lost it.
Gift,
Teenage me just exploded at the thought. I screwed up. I said things I shouldn't have. He was having a crisis, and I pretty much spit in his face.
So yes, what am I giving Dan permission for? Or is it just an offhanded comment? Ooh, hello, star. Protein Joe. Yeah. Stacey off, House Joe, as Vicky would say. There's a house up on the hill up there. I wonder if that's where I'm heading. Or if that's where I can head. The collectibles were a bit more, you know, a bit less sporadic. I'd feel like I sort of was following a path. Or is there the house? I sort of feel a little bit like I'm wandering aimlessly. That's okay. There's a story. It's good. There better be an alive little fox by this damn tree when I get to it. Oh. I didn't know what I was giving permission for. I feel like there should be a star on the top of the house. There's not a star on top of the house. I feel gypped. Where do I go next? There seems to be a house up there, so I'm going to head up there. Oh, you take care, SK. I hope you feel better soon and you stop bleeding. You know, try to be more careful and not eat the pavement. It's yes, not recommended diet. But yeah, you take care of yourself, and I'd say have fun, but it depends on how much you like your work. I will catch you later. I don't think I can get up here. Maybe I can. I'm determined. It's like the Mako. I'm determined to get up this hill. It is probably gonna find this gentle slope somewhere after I do this. But I should have come up, and I'm coming up like the other side. No, it's not gonna let me. Or maybe. No, I seem to not be able to get to the logging place. Where am I supposed to go then? Oh, there's a tree over there. Let's head towards the tree. Also, I see shiny. I'm gonna go that way. Today we have learned not to eat pavement, about the manliest grooming products routine possible. Yes, indeed. And that seemingly innocuous games about foxes are actually kind of sad. They do have pretty fields of flowers and cherry blossom trees. I think that would be more efficient, compressed air gun. I mean, if it's anything like my brother's bath towel, it's sandpaper to dry yourself with. See, for some reason likes this towel as stiff as a board when it comes out of the washing machine and doesn't tumble it. It's really weird. But you know, his choice. Found an ambulance. Must be going the right way if I'm finding stuff. Yeah, this looks like an important tree up here, so. I like that it just sort of lets you try to get places. It's not like, no, and then it just puts invisible walls down. No, I mean, I don't use fabric softener. But I do tumble dry towels because that makes them soft. But no, he likes it. That's what he likes. His towel stiff as a board. Fair enough. I'm clearly not like going the optimum route for this.
Was that the last time you talked to him?
No, I caught on holidays. and he would call on my birthday. I guess we acted like nothing ever happened.
And all the main items.
Stupid. Didn't want to ask about his lumberyard, and I'm sure he didn't want to ask about my job search. I never went back and visited. I think the last conversation we had was about what movies we had seen and what exactly a best boy is in the credits. I thought he would be here so much longer.
Yes! I would actually love, like, a map. Yeah, I got a shiny one. I mean, honestly, I've just been following the lights. I'm fully expecting not to get the achievement for all the stars. And I vaguely remember seeing something about rabbits. And, like, a king rabbit or something. I think I must have missed that. Because there were rabbits in the first section. But, you know, at the very least, everyone's experiencing the main story.
In the distance, the first tree illuminated the wasteland. She couldn't go home anymore. She did the only thing she was capable of. Moving forward. My dad died alone in the middle of the wilderness. I should have been talking to him more. I should have done a lot of things differently.
If the first tree on Earth brought life with it, if it taught the birds to sing and fly and showed saplings how to grow, what could it do for us?
Not like dead baby foxes. This game is sad. The title screen was so cute with the mummy and the alive baby foxes, and then suddenly there were dead baby foxes. It's very pretty. It's very nice music.
There was a letter I received yesterday from a name I didn't recognize, with a quote I can't stop thinking about. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. More and more, I'm realizing one important truth. Each of us have our own journey to the first tree. But sometimes I'm not sure I'm ready to take that first step.
You already have my love.
I don't know why I thought climbing the tree was the idea, but I'm climbing the tree. And I'm stopped. Whew. The first tree awakens and gently asks if there is one last message the fox wants to tell her children. She replies back and says, think he did that for me. I wore my bear onesie last Halloween. And oh, I get 100. Oh wait, he's 23 out of 133 characters. I thought I collected 133 stars. Or maybe I did collect 133 stars. That's how many characters I get, but that's all I want to say. Yeah, it's Jobber. I came with ears. Hi Ray, you've arrived for the end. We've had emotional trauma, dead fox babies, and beautiful music.
Idea. It was only a dream, a distraction from tomorrow.
I don't think dreams normally bring back to memory so many important feelings. Maybe it was just a dream, but it was also a gift.
Yeah, I suppose. But tomorrow we're getting on a plane to the last place on Earth I want to be. The only person that would have made the trip worth it is gone.
You're going to see him and be with him one last time before you say goodbye. I have one last quote for you by Emerson, sealed in an imaginary letter from me to you. It is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from sight and afterward return again. Go to sleep, my love. We have a big day tomorrow, but I'll be there with you every step of the way.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Joseph.
At least you managed today's stream without yawning all the entire time. We've yawned a little bit, but not the entire time. That's an improvement. It's just under 2 hours. I'll have a look what the achievements are once it's finished loading. And then we might just call it here. Like it sort of stands on its own. Oh, nope, there's slightly more. 6 months later. Excuse me? Oh, I get to be a person now, I think. Very tall person. Rabbit. Oh, they're having a baby. At least I think that's what it means. They have a bathroom with 2 sinks. That's just weird. Moving truck. I'm guessing this is the dad's house. Okay. I preferred being the fox, not the human. I'll be a human. Let's be a human. Let's have all the fun. Except, you know, sad part. Yeah, I'll see the fox. Definitely an illumination thing going on. Fireflies. You want me to sit here or what? I was as far as that died? That's just depressing.
What the hell?
It's the fox! Sorry, I will stop making random noises. What are you showing me, Foxy? If you are Ghost Foxy, I hope you have at least your Ghost Foxy babies. Stamina on this guy is great. She's been running for ages. It's weird I was catching up.
What is this?
First tree. least she got her baby foxies. And I'm flattered. Directed and written by David Whale. Perhaps you say that? Voices by David and Elise Whale. Music by Josh Kramer. Stock media provided by Bond 5. Additional music by Lower Crates Noises, The First Glimmer of the Wind, and Message to Bears You Are a Memory. Translations by Alex Forte, Bruno Olivier, Thomas Faust and Level Up Translations. Additional programming by Porter Hoskins, Matthew Teague, and Paula Salam. Special thanks to Peoples and testing by other Peoples, porting services by 2 Games. Powered by Unity. Additional thanks to many people. And thank you to my eternal family. Elise, Evelyn, Will, Matthew, Shirley, John, Christian, John, and Jonathan. Oh, Christian, John. Something like that, anyway. Something. Oh, so that was a statement. That was a statement written by one of the other players. I definitely wanted to submit mine. Also, I got an achievement and I didn't see what that was. I assume it was complete the game. Right. Finished the game, yes. I uncovered all the main items and I collected at least 100 stars. I found my name, caught a bunny. What did I miss? Reveal the king of the rabbits. All 150 stars. I got 131. So that was not bad. A secret item. Yep, clearly didn't get them. Find your name again. Oops, forgot to do that. Find all... Oh, okay, there were 5 secret items. Great, I didn't find any of those. And then uncover all secrets. So this will require another playthrough, obviously, because, well, I missed those. 133. Okay, cool. I remember seeing 131, and I obviously got a couple after. So yeah, so I'll do another playthrough off stream, but that was good. Duct tape solves everything. Right. If I do streaming, I don't know if I can raid. I can certainly host, I think. I'll try. No, I can't raid ID. That's annoying. I would like to raid. So it'll start hosting ID after the stream, so just go on to them. They're doing Road to Guangdong, which I actually have as a promo one. I'll be doing that later. Probably next month now, because I'm going to take a week off in a few weeks' time. I'm going up north. Well, mid-north. I'm going to see Evie and the cats. So yes, I'm going to end here. Thank you everyone for watching. Really appreciate the company, and we've had some good chats. Been good. I will be back Thursday, definitely Thursday, with the final part, hopefully, of Darkest Hill Castle, the weird point-and-click game with the demon. So, woo! I mean, it was fun. It was just really bizarre that, like, there was a Dan and a Steve and a Jesse and a Paul in the game, not just in my chat. So yeah, that was weird. So I'll be back then, but for now, I've been Joe, otherwise known as Angel K, and I will catch you later. Good night.